Hello and welcome to the pond, the strange corner of YouTube, where we do reviews, deep dives, analyze Disney villains, and highlight the homestead. And here we go. The pigs are here. I'm your host, the Bullfrog, and I just watched Pushpa, a recommendation from the comment section. The movie's story reminds me, I'm not saying it's copying, but it reminds me of Scarface starring Al Pacino.
Say hello to my little friend!
That's what this movie feels like. And it follows that recipe of Scarface, an egotistical, arrogant airhead who has a brilliant mind, is climbing up the ladder of the underworld. But it's not really climbing as it is punching everything and everyone and around him to climb up this ladder. And as he's doing this, he's meeting characters and people that are gonna be affecting his life and the story.
I brought you in. So we had a few differences, huh? No big deal. I gave you your start. I was the one who believed in you.
But unlike Scarface, the underworld doesn't revolve around drugs. For this movie, the underworld revolves around a tree, the sandalwood tree. Why? Well, this is a tree that can only grow in one region of India. And this tree is really under the control of two crime families. One is responsible for the cutting of the tree and shipping it under the noses of cops and detectives, and giving it to the seller, who sends it across the world. Again, this is a rare tree, only can grow in one spot. So instruments and furniture being made with this wood is gonna have a higher price tag. So who controls this tree and where it goes is gonna have a high yield of money.
The Spice Melange.
Yeah, there's a lot of money being tied to this tree, with this tree being so tied to the underworld. And Pushpa, him using his charm and his wit, really captivating people and showing off how intelligent he is and how much of an ego he has. But the drive of Pushpa, I admit, is kind of unique.
Really?
Because is he doing this because of his ego, or this drive is because of his past? Pushpa has no family name. He is a bastard son. His father was part of a crime family, but he died when Pushpa was young. And his uncles of this crime family don't recognize him. And if he ever tries exercising his father's name, he's gonna get a reminder, no you're not. There we are. So he's getting this message. So Pushpa, is it because of his ego, or is it because of wanting to get that recognition? The movie doesn't tell us, or doesn't give us a clue. So it's kind of being left to us, the viewer. Which I say is okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll give you that.
Oh, well, that's good.
This movie does have a lighter side. It's not all dark and gloomy like Scarface. There is an innocence to this movie, though it's being portrayed the underworld.
Why is this happening?
Yeah, our character Pushpa does like a certain girl, and he's trying his best to woo her by earning a smile, and he's not getting that smile. That's where the light-hearted part of the movie comes from. It's that trying to get the girl vibe, but she doesn't see him or recognize him. And with his ego and his arrogance, he's trying to understand, how is this possible? I'm achieving so much, I am so much, and yet I'm not getting a look? Dang, girl, what do I have to do to get recognized by you?
What do you want me to do? Dress and drag and do the hula?
There's some humor here, unlike Scarface. The characters that this movie does introduce is not bad. The way how this movie does exposition, it may remind you of a video game, maybe. introduce a character, that character has a background, and you can see their name. I almost want to say their stats. And the execution of this, I say is a double-edged sword. It does give the movie a lot more fun and effectiveness to it, but at the same time, it's almost like being a little blunt with the information. And I'm like, okay, it is pretty fun how you're doing this, but it could have been done a little bit better.
Ouch.
This movie kind of has a weird presentation of light and darkness. And I think it should lead more on that dark edge a bit, but don't forget the light side. However, maybe that's the point. This movie is part 1. This story, I think, is 3 movies. The second movie came out this year, so I could watch Pushpa 2 later on this year. But Pushpa 3, I'll have to wait a few more years. With this movie being so lighthearted, maybe because it's supposed to fluff us up for the hard blows that 2 and 3 are gonna deliver. The first movie may not be as effective as what we're gonna get later on. I don't know, I need to check it out. And when all these movies are all released and done, I could do a marathon and judge the story as a whole. Speaking of thirds, the musical side of this movie, it gets better the last third of this movie. The musicals are better. There is actual choreography. I want to just say that because the choreography is almost non-existent for the first part of this movie. Most of the movie, really, there's not that much choreography and it's not good. And I don't want to compare this movie to other Indian movies. It seems like with music and dancing, you have to have energy. And I'm not saying this movie doesn't have the energy, but this movie seems to be leaning more on the plot than the music. So a lot of the effort is with the plot than that musical side. The movie showed off we can sing, we can dance, we can do that, but we don't do it now type of deal. And that is the big bummer of the movie. You could have done this amazing stuff earlier, but you held off until now? Not good. Not good at all.
Boo!
And some of the acting is hammy. Not the sense like it's a cheesy soap opera. But it has the flavor of a soap opera. But it's not all the way there, which I am grateful for. And the way how you're building up to the sequel, you got to deliver. You have to deliver. Because there's a lot of fluff and stuff I had to wait through to get to the meat. When editing, I realized I forgot to talk about the fight scenes, because I really have an opinion on the fight scenes in this movie. And that is too much slow motion. I understand it gives the fight scenes grandeur, but it's not as grand when you do it in every single fight scene. All it does is push buttons. And this is not directed towards the director or the action team. It's directed at every single action movie to date. Ever since the Matrix movies, we have had an addiction to slow motion in fight scenes. Yes, slow motion in Matrix was revolutionary, and we all saw how amazing it looks, and we've been addicted to it ever since. Here's the problem. We do it too much. Come on. We have done amazing fight scenes before The Matrix. You know what those movies are called? Jackie Chan classics. What he does with his fight scenes before Matrix was just as good. Some of the most iconic fight scenes are Jackie Chan without slow motion. People, do you understand this? Netflix, do you understand this? You don't need slow motion. This movie just pushed those buttons, but not as harshly as other movies. But people, stop with the slow motion. Watch old action films. Yeah, they may be cringe, but guess what? Some of those fight scenes are legendary. Ever heard of Princess Bride? Oh, this movie really pushed that, which was really annoying. But this movie does have, I cannot pronounce the names for the life of me, but I do have him on my screen. I loved him in Gantakaram, and I am so happy I got to see him in this movie just being intimidating. Not funny, but just intimidating. This was a blessing that this movie had. I just wish I had more of him being scary. Do I like it? Do I hate it? Well, from 1 out of 7, I give it a 3. But to see if it's effective, I have to watch Pushpa 2. So, until that time comes, this is the Bullfrog signing out.